Hello everyone, this is CommanderColson with the FORGEHUB video team, and today I'm going to be showing off a few lighting effects. We're going to begin with making more subtle sun shafts. I've seen a lot of people try to do sun shafts in the past, but they always come out a little too bright and a little too pungent within their map. The key with sun shafts is to keep them very subtle. First off, you want to go ahead and spawn in a light invisible. From there, you want to go ahead and cycle through the cones until you come to the light rays. Now, light rays alone have a very oval type of extremely bright look. You want to go ahead and fix this by turning the brightness down to the much lower levels. I usually try to stay within the 1 increments, so 0.90, 0.80, 0.70, 0.60, 0.50. It all kind of depends, but as long as you're in the lower levels, it'll fix that type of over brightness that starts off. Another interesting thing is that if you turn your brightness all the way down to 10, but it still just isn't dark enough for you, you can go ahead and use the colors. Turning your light colors to the gray 10%, gray 20%, gray 30% can act as a further way to darken the color of your lights. A key setting for light shafts that I've found to work in multiple situations is setting the color to gray 40% and the brightness to 0.30. From there, we want to go ahead and stretch the light cone out a bit. I prefer setting my width to about 1.50, and my length can usually range anywhere from 2.0 to 3. Once you've done this, decide where you want your light shaft to come in and how it's kind of plays into the skybox. For instance, as you can see, the overcast light shafts are coming down at a bit of a 15-degree angle. So I'm going to go ahead and try to kind of mirror that with my own. I'm going to set it in the edge just right here so it's peeking into the big atrium. I'm going to come down and generate my lighting. And there you have it, a sun shaft. Sun shafts are a bit more of a subtle aesthetic, but they can add a lot more immersion and ambience to a map if you do it correctly. Moving over here, I'm going to show you how to light an area using more natural lighting rather than just plopping down any sort of spotlight. As you can see, this darker under area has been lit up by the light that is bleeding in through the brightly lit room up here. To do this, you want to start off with lighting up the room up here using a point light, just to make sure that the whole room is nicely lit. From here, you want to go ahead and spawn a spotlight. This will act as the source of light that bleeds down into this under area. To do this, you want to go ahead and adjust the length of your spotlight. Increase it until you begin to see the light bleeding down into the under area. I tend to trim my fall-off ratio down to the lower numbers, 20 or 30 for instance. I feel it gives the light a bit smoother of a transition into areas that are not lit. Go ahead and generate your lighting. As you see, this area has now been more brightly lit, and it clearly looks like it's coming from an actual source, rather than just spawning a light and putting it in the center of the room. You always want your lights to have sources. I hope you guys have found these quick tips helpful, and I can't wait to get back to you with more content. This has been CommanderColson, signing off.